I've always enjoyed work. I find hard work to be very, very satisfying. You go out, and especially with cooking for me, and I didn't realize that, but um, yeah, clean cooking came about because I had a really bad day and was pissed off and frustrated, and didn't, and through desperation, we created opportunity.
Welcome to the Amplified Whole Health Podcast, where personal and organizational health meet. I'm your host, Justin Collier, and my goal is to bring you insightful interviews with business owners and leaders from a variety of different industries. We'll be talking about employee development, leadership, company culture, and quality products and services, and how they drive success in business. Thanks for joining me, and let's get started. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Looking forward to our guest today, Stuart Rowland. I just want to remind everybody, take a moment to, of course, like, follow, subscribe, etc. to amplifiedwholehealth.com and all of the other sites that go along with it. So, Stuart, thanks for coming on the show. You are with
Clean Cookin.
Clean Cookin, and you go by Stu or Stuart?
Just whatever. It doesn't really. I guess technically our real name is Stu's Clean Cookin. We had to do it because Clean Cookin is too broad of a name, like clean and cooking, to get our trademark. So we actually have it. It's trademarked, Stu's Clean Cookin.
All right. So Stu's Clean Cookin.
Yep.
You've been doing Clean Cookin for how long?
I think we're in our 5th year now. I started in November of 2016. I mean, I started probably 3 months before that out of my house for just friends, and it caught on.
Yeah.
And then we bought a food trailer, and yeah, it's been a little bit since then.
So what drove you, or what was the purpose behind Clean Cookin?
Well, a lot of it, the company came about because I was tired of changing oil, to put it simply.
All right.
Like I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed the people I worked with, but it being a mechanic was not what I was meant to do, and I knew that, but it paid the bills, and all that, and but I was overweight because I just wasn't happy, and so when you're not happy, you eat, and I would flirt with 300 pounds a lot. My heaviest I'd ever been was 310, and I needed to lose weight. And so it all started by me figuring out, literally using YouTube, how to eat and nutrition, and then taking these people's words and videos and knowledge and experimenting with it and trying it on myself and running these fad diets for 3 months, running these whatever and really what happened was I lost 94 pounds, and I got down to 218. I had all the abs. I had with the butterfly pull-ups, and it was all amazing. And my CrossFit coach, Nick Tucker, who's now at 413, is he's like, man, you should do this for people. And we started and doing it, and I was just doing it on the side. But the Clean Cooking started because I was having a really bad day.
So,
and I was having a really bad day. I was feeling really frustrated at work. And I just, a series of things happened, and I lost my cool and I quit. And I literally just, I got pissed off. I'm not necessarily proud of how it went. But it went the way it went. And, I found myself unemployed, and my wife had a 6-week-old baby. We had a little girl, and you kind of go, what do I do now? And we had this thing on the side. I was doing this meal prep, and it was catching on, and it made money from day one.
yeah.
Like if you're willing to put the work in, the money is there. It's just a lot of work, and it's not a lot of money, but you just have to do it with volume.
Yeah.
Like, you want to make more money, sell more food. Like, that's the essence of it. And why Clean Cooking sells ridiculous amounts of food is because we have to in order to make money. We sell $5 meals.
Yeah.
And but we enjoy the work. And I've always enjoyed work. I find hard work to be very, very satisfying. You go out, and especially with cooking for me, and I didn't realize that, but yeah, Clean Cooking came about because I had a really bad day and was pissed off and frustrated, and through desperation, we created opportunity.
So you just quit. You said, I'm done doing the mechanic thing.
Yeah.
Because you had a really bad day.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you go home and you tell your wife,
yeah,
hey, I no longer have a job, but we have this Clean Cooking thing on the side.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start making more meals? And then what'd you do? I mean, at this point, you're just making stuff out of your house.
I was making stuff out of my house, but it was catching on. Like it wasn't, there was a frenzy. Like it wasn't like I was having to chase people down. I mean, I did. After a few weeks, you kind of reach out and you're like, hey, your regulars. You just reach out to them and say, hey, you want this week? And most of them will. But I never had to chase anybody down. I always got new people finding me because people were talking about it. Like no matter what I tried to do to keep it under wraps, my friends were like, this is so good, because they eat it and it would smell amazing. And, other people would ask questions. And so I was always getting messages. So the group, I had to start a private Facebook group that was like 5 people, and then it went to 10. And now our private Facebook group is almost 4,000. But I knew there was something there because it worked for me.
Yeah.
I was feeling good. I was excited. I knew the food was fantastic because that's what I ate all the time. And so I knew it was something, and the numbers made sense. Like if you look at it on paper, sure, it's all in the right direction. It's just, you don't make a lot, but it's there.
Yeah.
And so if you're willing to do it, like that was my thing. And so it was scary. But we kept it going. And so by the 3rd week, I was doing 27 people a week, 5 days of meals for them out of my kitchen in a 1,200 square foot house with a baby and kid. And, it was wild. I mean, I was running like one of those like 36-inch flat tops that you buy at like Walmart to cook like sweet potato pucks. I was building like a smoker in my backyard of cinder blocks. It was wild. Like so that's the crazy thing is I've never smoked meat before Clean Cooking.
Okay.
It was out of need.
Yeah.
Like literally everything in this company happens because of we have to have it, and so the only way that I could think of it to smoke more or to cook more food than grilling is to smoke it.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're running the oven all the time. You're doing this. A grill can only hold so many chicken breasts, blah, blah. But on a smoker,
you can cook a lot of meat.
A lot of meat for 8 hours, and so you just put a little thought into it, and that's how I started doing it. And then I figured out I had a knack for it, because it's just science. Cooking, the game of barbecue, of making perfect barbecue, is to cook it as hot as you can without drying it out. Like that's, as hot and fast as you can without creating too much of a temperature difference between the outside and the inside. It's a game. So for me, it's how fast can I cook amazing barbecue? And, most people are like, pork butts are a, 14-hour deal. Briskets are 18. Us, it's 8. It's like, we got this. And so it's, that was the game of it for me. And so, yeah, we just go. But when you're doing 27 people out of your house, it's a problem.
It was, yeah. So then what'd you do?
I couldn't afford a kitchen. The banks wouldn't give me any money because I didn't know what I was doing. And rightfully so. Nobody should have given me any. The credit cards shouldn't have sent me the offers that they did. But that's how I financed everything, was through credit cards. And I took our life savings and I bought a 24-foot barbecue trailer and a smoker. And I said, I'm going to cook out of this and we're going to do this full time and we're going to see what happens.
How did you and your wife come to agreement on that? Or like, what was it? I can't, for many people who want to be entrepreneurs and they want to get started. I mean, period. It takes sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in life is a sacrifice somewhere. And so you had to have that conversation with your wife, and you have to get her on board, because if she's not on board, you're going to be miserable. What was your process?
So she was one of the founders of Sweet Boutique. Her and her sister started it long time ago, 10 or 11 years ago now. Great, amazing company. You know, the best pastries and all this. She's now full-time with Clean Cookin because we need her more, and she really wanted her sister back. You know, when you're working with somebody like family, it's more business than play. You know, and they worked together amazingly well. And, you know, there's never been any issues, you know, along those lines. But it's a lot more fun being family, you know, like where we can just go and have our own lives and just enjoy each other, as opposed to, and it was just that time. And so they split this year, where Steph now is with me running Clean Cookin, and Brooke is off doing, and we still, you know, help each other out just all the time. It's a great thing. But her being one of the founders of another small business, she knows what it takes, and she was an owner of a company. So it wasn't like we were, you know, either of us were in, you know, minimum wage jobs.
Sure.
You know, we both have worked a long time. As a mechanic, I was being paid very well as a mechanic. You know, it wasn't like so it was a big hit for us, but we also lived and still continue to live very frugally.
Yeah.
And that's also you know, as part of your guys' questionnaire, the financial aspect for us has always been interesting, and we really enjoy saving money and being creative, and the lifestyle that you know, like in our world, the only thing that's cooler than buying a brand new Cadillac is being able to buy a brand new Cadillac. You know, like, yeah, I could, but why? Why would I? I have this Toyota Camry. It's perfect. It gets great gas mileage. I don't need a 6.2 liter. I drive a gazillion miles, 40 miles a gallon. Come on.
This
you know,
is perfect.
we're practical.
Yeah.
You know, and so in that sense, she looked at me and knew I was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she said, you know, we're doing okay as long as this doesn't cost us anything, you know, you're okay to do it for a while.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I know you can do it. You know, we've got enough for us to do this for a year. You know, let's see where it goes. And she did, and she was just incredible about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's stressful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's still, there was still a number of times because I would come home just so excited. I'd be like, I sold 40 meals today. 40, almost 100. You know, like, that's gonna be like 100 meals this week. Like, and like, that's the coolest thing. When I've never worked in the food industry, people are buying my food. I'm a mechanic. Like, what is going on here? And so I loved it. And so every growth has been exciting. You know, none of it's ever expected. And I think that's the beautiful part of it, is like, this was not an expected thing.
It's just been hard work.
Yeah.
Just working hard.
Just working hard, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of people, you know, trying to, you know, there's definitely people out there that, you know, we don't see eye to eye anymore. And, you know, they have a much different take on situations that happened than I do. And, you know, but it being like literally basing every decision on right or wrong, not basing it on what you want or need, you know. And it's funny what happens when you do that. Like, it's really amazing what happens when you are not part of the equation and you just let it happen, you know, and you're just trying to guide, you know, good, you know, just to create and to lift it. Clean Cookin happens, you know. That's what happens is
Well, and now Clean Cookin is no longer in a trailer.
No. It's
no longer just here.
No.
So how big is this thing now?
It's getting big. we now have a 3,600 square foot production kitchen with 3 industrial smokers and over 1,000 square feet of freezer space just at the kitchen.
So your kitchen is 3 times the size of your house.
Yeah.
You used to cook out of your house.
Yeah.
And now you.
Yeah. It's like that. And there's about 14 people that are there all the time.
Yeah.
Is that, and then we have 6 locations, that are at first we were delivering, and now it just got too complicated, and it was just too, so we just let people come to us. And so basically we have 6 pickup points. That's, the easiest way to describe a store is just go and pick up your food.
So how many employees do you have now?
27
Okay.
full-time, I think.
So 27 full-time employees. How do you build relationship with these 27 people that are now in different cities?
It's difficult. It is. There's times where it's like they've worked for me for weeks and they'll just meet me. I just met some people in Bentonville today. It's great. I love it. But it also is like, I wish I could do more, because it's hard having people in your company that you entrust and believe in, but you don't have necessarily a personal relationship with. Mm-hmm. And so it's something that I'm only recently been able to start growing. I don't know how to put it, but by giving up power, you're gaining power. I've basically broken off a lot of my job, mm-hmm. And handed it off to somebody to basically be the business side of me that does the numbers and runs the things that slow me down. Mm-hmm. Anything that doesn't allow me to be Stu is what Brian's job is.
Okay.
So, but the thing is he's exceptionally good at, and he's intuitive. And so he's been with us for a few months now, and it feels like he's been there forever. And, but that's what's allowing me now to where I don't necessarily have a job in the company. My job is to drive the company, mm-hmm. Which is fantastic, which is where I believe every single small business owner is trying to get to, where it's the business is healthy and, thriving, but you're not needed, mm-hmm. And that's really where it is, where my job is now to do nice stuff and to create new delicious food.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do.
I think, I've had a manager, and he used to say, are you working on the business or working in the business? And in my role, I need to be working on the business. And just like for your situation, in order to grow effectively and to do the next thing, you can't be in the weeds, mm-hmm. and in every detail. It's
great. I have another way of saying exactly that. It's like, you can't see the big picture when you're standing in it, mm-hmm. And so that's been the theme of everything. That is business, is get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Let it be business.
Yeah.
Well, how do you communicate with your employees when you've got 27, folks, and you've got these 6 different locations, and it's grown very rapidly? So how do you effectively communicate with folks?
Well, so that's also, it's always a struggle, because that's honestly always evolving. And it is not my strength. Communication has never been my strength. But is to have, my trick is to have people around me that do communicate very well and care and pay attention to details that are just lost on me. And I have Stephanie that does that, and she's my people whisperer. Yeah. And we have Zoom meetings, is how we've done it through COVID. Is virtually trying to limit limit contact even with us when we're at the stores. We try not to have kitchen people around store people. Just it's wild.
Yeah.
But I try to make it a point to find out something about them and talk to them about it.
Mhm.
Just like literally everybody. I'm much better at the kitchen because that's where I'm around more.
Yeah.
Um, but I think whatever we're doing seems to be working because we're getting a lot of long-term employees.
Mhm.
We do have a lot of turnover, but the ones that generally a lot of them will stick around for years. I mean, I have employees that are getting close to 3 years out of a 5-year business.
Mhm.
That's I mean, it feels good to be able to rely on people, and that's how I effectively is I rely on people to do their job.
Mhm.
And when you trust somebody, essentially that's what you have to do. Otherwise, you're going to micromanage. Is let people do their job, and my job is to create a good company, do really nice things, but don't put me in charge of anything. Like don't leave me to be anything organized. I understand my role in the company, and it is not in the day to day.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, it is hard it's a different structure, to put it that way. Like I have a tendency to ramble on a little bit because there's two competing paradigms. There's the one where it's very regimented and strict, and this is your boss, and this is your boss, and this, hey, communicate. And with me, I'm everywhere. Like one day like this morning, I was already delivering food up in Bentonville and Fayetteville. If I stopped and worked in the Bentonville store, because they had a line out the door. Great problems to have, but like, that's how you go and work side by side with them, and you get to know them, and you do nice stuff, and it's hard. Am I going to know the people in Bentonville as well as I know the ones in River Valley? Probably not, but over time I will. But yeah, you kind of have to just not worry about it. Like I don't want to put it like, it sounds a little awful when you say it, but like the people that work for us want to work for us.
Mhm.
It's not, while they know who I am, and they'll tell me that I came to work for you because of what you do.
Mhm.
And I that kind of works for me because I don't understand people. I don't want to put it as say I'm like on the spectrum or anything, but people are not my strength whatsoever. So when people give me that pass, it makes things a lot easier where I can just be normal and not worrying about, trying to tiptoe around and be like, oh, hey, how's your dog that you don't have, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't do those.
So you've got these relationships that you're building, this structure by just spending time, because it sounds like you're really involved in the business, kind of doing different roles and responsibilities as is the need arises. How do you help to encourage employee development, or how do they grow within their responsibilities?
So that is hard, because of the business model. It's really hard. Like our store employees are fantastic, and when their position generally will, I encourage them outside of the company.
Okay.
Like, to put it simply, like, because there's only so far you can really go. Obviously, yes, Stephanie started as a part-time store assistant, and now she's general manager, and all this, but there's only so many open positions. And as we open stores, the positions become more available.
Got it.
And as we get bigger, there's more, but at any given time, almost all of the positions are filled.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're having to kind of wait for the people above them to get out of the way. And so I encourage them to do side things. And honestly, it works great. Like Nathan, who's our Fayetteville store manager, is in a band, and he doesn't necessarily want a lot of responsibility, but he enjoys working for the company, and it provides him what he needs.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of that where we are, I'm okay with being a stepping stone. And so as long as we're a good solid stepping stone and there's mutual respect, I have zero problem people using us because I'm going to use them. That's the business transaction of it. It's not, now their gems obviously do show through and do create more work and find positions and stuff like that. But in general, there's not an endless thing inside of our company. There's 4 layers and we have 5 stores, and but I do listen to them.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had a real idea in a couple of years. And, but I do listen to my people, and I do talk to them, and I do treat them like human beings because they're human beings, as opposed to just being a mechanical piece in a puzzle. I think by creating a good work environment, it makes up for the financial opportunity of a company that sells $5 meals. People like that we're doing good things for the community, and they like that we're easy to work for, and it's really good company. We have retirement and healthcare, and a lot of stuff that's just not around here. And we work 10 to 6. I mean, we don't get up early.
Don't get up early. You're not around too late.
Yeah, or just whatever's convenient for us, And that's really kind of how it's played out. Is whatever works for us,
and it seems to be working.
It does. If you play everything by the numbers and you just go, well, 80% of the people want this and 20% of the people want this, but these people are going to be noisy. Let's just deal with these people. And that's kind of how it works. I get questions every day. Can you take the cheese off? No. The meals are pre-made. This is our meal. It's pre-set up macros. That's how we pass the savings on to you.
Yeah.
If I can do it, but it's going to cost you $11 a meal.
Right. So for you, it's about volume and having a very kind of, I'm going to call it cookie cutter defined process where this is what we're making, and people can join you and eat your meals, or they can find another opportunity. And you seem to be okay with that. You're not trying to serve everyone.
Yeah. No. And I mean, we are, and we're going to. When they try it, they do. That's the thing is like, it's almost I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant or anything, but like, when you try the food, you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, it's because you don't like a certain ingredient that's in the food. It's not that you don't like the food. You might not like smoked meats. And that's the only thing that will really turn people off, is that we do a lot of barbecue. Yeah. And we use real wood in real smokers because we have to be able to cook a lot of meat. But I'm confident. I mean, we have so many new people, and just so many people love it, and people are like, man, I didn't want to try it forever. It was $5 frozen. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Like they're like, I don't know what took me so long. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. And after that, or honestly, it's not designed to. It's designed to help. That's it. It's a product that's designed to help. It's not meant for anything. Like, it's whatever it is to you. Do you want convenience food? Perfect. Do you want healthy food? Perfect. Do you want, I don't know how to cook, but I want to eat healthy? Here you go. You need a budget, diet? I got you. Whatever. It's whatever you want. And then if you want to take it and cover it in barbecue sauce or whatever, totally, it's your food. Like it's just what it is. And it's just meant to be simple and be good.
Simple and good.
Yeah.
And clean cooking.
And clean cooking.
Yeah. So you get started off in your house. You've built this thing up now to 6 stores. What's the strategy for choosing locations?
Well, that's a learning curve. Um, Basically, for us, find the most run down shopping plaza in the highest volume area you possibly can. Get in cheap and put it in front of a lot of people. And that's how we do it. You know, it's worked out. In Bentonville, we went after nobody wants to go after 14th Street or Bud Walton or, like any of the major, you can't do anything on them. So we had to find the ones that the locals use, which is for us is Southeast 28th Street, because it splits them right down the middle, and it's a 2-lane that you can make it across town in 15 minutes. And so we picked that one. We did the same thing in Fayetteville by using Joyce and Crossover as opposed to using College and Joyce. Instead of going after 71 where all the business and traffic is, use the one where people are using going home. And so because we're going to be the last stop. We're selling frozen food. You're going to go home after us. So let's put them on the way home.
Yeah.
And so that's really kind of how we do it. Is Greenwood, that's on the way home. Out on 10. But then we have Fort Smith, which is just smack dab in the middle, and for the most part, as long as people can get in and out of the parking lot easily, it doesn't matter where you put it. They're going to find you. It's wild. Even Van Buren, which is about the most horrible spot you could possibly think of. Like the only visibility you have is going 80 miles an hour on the highway when you look over off of the bridge. Like that's the only way you're going to see us unless you're on Rudy Road.
Got it. So you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there looking for us.
So your strategy though has really been, find locations that are easy for people to get in and out of, that aren't in the busiest parts of town. And like you're saying, you said, get into a place that's affordable and into an area that's got a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And they'll come find you.
Yeah. I mean, that's really it for like real estate people will always push you into the highest tier brackets. They're sales. No, they should be. If they aren't trying to put you in the most expensive unit, they're not doing their job. So don't get mad at salespeople for trying to get you into the biggest, most expensive thing. That's how they make their living. But they should be doing it with a conscience. In reality, and not trying to kill you. But I've always been pushed into these top tier A1 spots, and but they always want $22 to $27 a foot, and they're always too big, and they're always too this. But it's such a great location. You have 50,000 people a day in front of you, but you're not thinking about how many of those how much work you have to do to get those in there to pay. You're paying that bill right off the beginning.
Yeah.
Whether you're going gangbusters or not, And so for us, it's always been, well, is there a little suite on the back side of the building that I get a sign on the front, because it's not a flashy company. If the only reason you'll know about us is you're looking for us, you're looking for healthy, cheap food that's good and, so-and-so that helps you lose weight. It's not, we advertise, but it's not something that's like, let me show you a picture of broccoli. Yeah, come on. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, and we have the eye candy of the barbecue and stuff like that, but healthy is hard to sell, man. Healthy is hard to sell.
Well, let's talk about products and services for just a moment. I mean, obviously this food you've got, how many different meals have you come up with?
Over the years or right now?
For right now, like what do you have in your store? How many meals do you have in your store?
I think we're floating at like 20.
Okay, so you have 20 different meals.
Yeah.
And how do you come up with this? I mean, is this now you coming up with this stuff, or now that you've got this new facility and you've got a kitchen staff, and like where does it come from?
It's a little bit of, so This recent one, the new breakfast bowls are all Brian, but he comes from the Egg and I, and he comes from a breakfast. So this is his wheelhouse, and so the breakfast stuff is 100% my team. All this. Besides that, a lot of it has mostly been me, but it doesn't mean that I call it Taco Belling it. And so this is just so everybody knows, this is how we make our menus. It's called Taco Belling it. We have about 17 items that we absolutely 100% know, hands down, will work in our product. So we know that our brown rice, our broccoli, blah, 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 all the different components will work.
Okay.
And so we basically throw it into a grab bag, shake it up, and start pulling out, and we start trying stuff to see what works and what tastes good and, what combinations are weird and crazy that nobody would think of. And then maybe we throw a sauce in there, or we do something, or we look for a new product. But in general, pretty much everything on our menu shares a component with at least 2 other products on the menu. That way we are able to make it go longer, in that, all right, so we're full up on this. We can shift the extra corn to this so that we're not, we always have an outlet for product.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we watch TV, or I'll come up with an idea. A lot of it is, we have several people that come to me with ideas, or they're like, hey, we need to bring in Hawaiian pork. And then we'll go into discussion, and it will be a round table, and we'll be like, yeah, that'll be good. And we go try it. And we'll go, that didn't work. Or we need to do this to the pork. It's literally every day. We're just sitting there just talking about food in the mornings. It's, what are we going to do? Oh, let's make some ribs. Hey, let's do this. It's wild that this is a job.
But you're having more fun than you were before.
Oh my God. Like, I haven't worked in 5 years now. Like, there's no other way you can get up at midnight when it's 16 degrees outside and go load 30-degree meat into, you just have to love that.
And you didn't know, because you were
No.
doing the mechanic thing. You really didn't know that you enjoyed cooking. You were doing it out of necessity for yourself to get to your goals.
I did. I've always liked cooking.
Okay.
And I've always been good at cooking, but I've never had any formal training.
Got it.
But to be fair, I am the guy that can watch the Food Network and then go to your cupboard and cook it. Like, I have no.
I'm gonna have you over sometime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's wild I don't know how I do it.
Yeah.
But it works. And just, I like to cook and make crazy stuff.
And now you've got this business
that lets me do it all the time.
Lets you do it all the time. And it's growing, and it's been successful.
Well, what's really funny is that I get samples of stuff. Like, I don't just make stuff. I just get random stuff sent to me. And huge amounts. Like, here, try 70 pounds of our chicken. Yeah. Okay.
So now you got to figure out, what are you going to cook?
Yeah, what are we going to cook with it? And then I generally will turn it around and then donate those meals out to, the unsheltered of Fort Smith, or wherever we're doing stuff. I'll try it, but I will not throw away food ever. Yeah. It's obviously, unless we have to.
Yeah. It's
not safe for consumption. But if there is a chance that we could save it and nourish somebody with something that will be thrown away, we are definitely going to do it. And I've got probably 3 different charities that I can call at any time to get rid of stuff. Just, hey, within 30 minutes, they're there picking it up.
Yeah.
So,
which is great. You've got this opportunity to give back to the communities that you're serving, and you've got these 6 different locations. I mean, that's plenty of opportunity to help folks out. Maybe let's come back to kind of your strategy for the business, and where do you go from here? I mean, is it more stores, more locations?
Yes, and more states.
And more states.
We have the blueprint.
So you have an idea, you've got this thought, and now
we had gone down a whole road. We franchised. Greenwood started out as a franchise, and it's no longer a franchise. It is a corporate store. But that's because we no longer have a USDA facility. We had to reabsorb our stuff, and but it's still a great store, and it's still an amazing, great thing. But when you go to franchise, you literally have your entire business in a book. And we have that. Like, we franchise, we have the ability. I have the FDD, and I even have the area rep agreements for it. It's so having that means that we can then take this and train people and say, this is how you do it. Go do this. And if we show up and you're not doing that, why are you not doing it?
So that's how you keep your stores uniform, though. You've built kind of a playbook, for folks, and now it's easy to keep things in line.
It is. We have standards. We have a brand, and we have it needs to be done this way. This is our colors. This is the shades. If this is not the shade, it needs to be repainted. Like all of the components of that are there, but we'll continue to grow inside of Arkansas, expanding towards Little Rock, knowing what we know, filling out in the larger cities first, looking at, Conway, Russellville, Little Rock, North Little Rock, probably Maumelle, because, the net income there. But it really does, the more wealthy the area it is it seems to show that that's where the desire is.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand, but we'll then probably start replicating, and because the company will have gotten to a certain size where we'll start dropping, a kitchen and 10 stores in a state at once, and go ahead and pull the trigger on a walking on a 70-person company from scratch, but we'll obviously be taking on investors going on in that way of almost like a Chick-fil-A business model. They're brilliant the way they do it. They have franchisees, but they don't have franchisees. It's like the franchisees are selected on who they are and what they believe more than their net worth or ability to build the restaurant. And that's what we're looking at, is like, hey, if we find the right person, that's really what it comes down to.
So your stores today, the way you're cooking all of this in the big facility you talked about, it's just, I think, what did you say? 3,000, 3,500 square feet. So you're cooking everything there, and then you package it all up, and then you ship it out to these individual stores who are then selling the product.
Yeah, I hate to put it like bluntly, but we have our manufacturing facility, which is basically a factory, but it's an old gas station that we've converted.
Okay.
It's wild. We call it the meat station. So if you ever see us on social media and you see the meat station, well, that's our kitchen. It was a barbecue restaurant that I ran. It was like good food, bad service kind of style. I don't do people, but it was insanely good barbecue. But then Clean Cooking got going too much, and we had to use the facility for Clean Cooking. And so we make it all there. We have one giant walk-in cooler for all the pre-packaged, and then we have a 10 by 20 blast freezer, and then a 20 by 20 storage freezer with higher ceilings for pallets and stuff like that. And then we store it all there. And then we have a reefer that we back up, and we palletize everything, and we load it up all in the reefer, and we go deliver to the stores on the pallets in the refrigerated truck. And then we unload the pallets and pack it all into the freezers there.
Wow.
So and then the stores take the frozen food out of the freezer, put it in a bag for you, and send you home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, as we wrap up, I guess maybe I'd like to ask you a final question, which is, what's your favorite meal that you've created, whether it's on your menu or not? What's your favorite?
Oh, there's a couple that I miss. So, I mean, the Noah's Ark right now is probably one of my all-time favorites.
Why is that?
Well, it's the first bowl I've ever put chicken, pork, and brisket in all at once, and then it's just like over fajita veggies. and you can do anything from there with that one. Like you can take that one and scoop it out and make 3 like street tacos. So like right there, you're just like, okay, all I need is tortillas. Or you can add a little cheese to it and you got like this crazy cheesy, or you just got fajitas, or like, and it's huge. It's 6 ounces of meat. Like it is a big meal. But there are ones out there that like, I love chicken thighs. I love smoked chicken thighs. Like, and like to the point where there's no fat in them because you just overcook the snot out of them and they're just falling apart. And
which is hard to do with it. You can't really overcook a chicken.
No, you can't. But you have to get it to like where not just pre-jerky.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't like chicken fat. So like whatever. But because the dark meat is so juicy that you do that and you pair it with carrots and you put it with brown rice, and there's something about that fat melting out of the chicken onto the sweetness of roasted carrots, and then it all just getting soaked up by the rice and the rice getting sticky because of it. Oh, that is, or a spicy number 5. That's also another one. Like, cause we did, the number 5 has our overall been our most popular roll ever. But we did 2 versions of it, sweet and a spicy, but we ran out of freezer space, so we had to pick the more popular one because we always base things off of numbers,
sure,
not feelings. And then we will go, and it was close, but we had to pick the sweet, and it was a good choice. And then I missed the spicy number 5 though. It's fantastic. It is. But those are the 2.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing that, and thanks for coming on and telling me all about Clean Cookin' and just the success that you're having. So congratulations on that, and just really enjoyed our opportunity to learn more about your business. So thanks very much.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm grateful you chose to listen. Please help us out by following, liking, or subscribing to our content at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Take care and have a blessed day.